So a lot of my training in communication came from a man named Dr. Marshall Rosenberg, who is the founder of something called Nonviolent Communication. This from he said, life is compassion, a flow between myself and others based on mutual giving from the heart. So Dr. Rosenberg grew up in Detroit in the 1940s. He lived through the first wave of race riots there. And this had a very big impact on him. He said it was a profound education in the kind of society that we live in. And he realized that we live in a world, in a society where people might want to hurt you and do violence to you because of the color of your skin. As he grew up, went to school, Jewish kid, he got beat up a lot. His dad was physically threatened. And again, he said he learned that we also live in a society where people might want to hurt you based on your last name. So these experiences that he had growing up in childhood planted a very powerful question in his heart, which is, what makes the difference when things are difficult, when human beings are faced with challenges? How come some people end up resorting to violence while others are able to stay connected to the sense of shared humanity, to a value for compassion? And what he discovered through his research and his training with mentors like Carl Rogers in humanistic psychology was that there are certain conditions in our lives, but more so in our minds and in our speech and language, that will lead in one of those two directions. And that the ways in which we think and speak play a really large role in whether or not we will see violence as a viable strategy when our needs aren't met. So he called the system of communication he created nonviolent communication, in part because of this connection that he found between our thoughts, our language, and our willingness to use violence in life. The other reason he named it nonviolent communication was very intentionally to place it within the tradition of Kingian and Gandhian nonviolence, because he saw and understood that the words and the language that we use play a very important role in our capacity to make social change. That if we don't transform our language and at a deeper level, our consciousness, and we're working for social change, then we are likely to just recreate the same systems of oppression that we are working to transform, because those are embedded in our minds, the kind of supremacy and hierarchy and patriarchy. All of those show up in our conversations, our relationships, and our language.